Hello, it's Dina Rich, broker associate with Keller Williams Realty on South Padre Island. And today I'm here to talk about anticipating questions that a buyer might have about a listing. Informed buyers are better buyers. The more information they have, the better equipped they are to make a wise decision.
The first item a buyer may ask to see is the seller's disclosure notice. It's required by the Texas Property Code for all properties, with a few exceptions, such as an estate sale, a foreclosure, or a sale to a family member. The seller's disclosure notice asks you to disclose any material facts about the physical condition of the property that you're aware of. Especially on South Padre Island, where the majority of properties are not full-time residences, I realize this can be difficult. All I ask is that you answer the questions truthfully, completely, and to the best of your knowledge. A new section recently added to the disclosure is flood zone information. When I send you the disclosure, I'll send you a link to a searchable FEMA flood map. You can enter your address and determine your flood zone. If you have flood insurance, your insurance provider probably also has this information. Another important but not required document is the elevation certificate. This document shows the height above sea level of the lowest level of air-conditioned living space. Most properties constructed after 1998 will have an elevation certificate on file with the city. If you have flood insurance, your insurance provider will probably have a copy of your elevation certificate. If one isn't available, a surveyor can be hired to determine the elevation of the property. For single-family homes, townhomes, and vacant lots, a survey will probably be required. It may be optional for an all-cash transaction, but a cash buyer still may want to have a survey. If there's an existing survey, it will need to be accompanied by a notarized T-47 form. This form states that no changes have been made since the existing survey was created. If no survey exists, I usually suggest that we wait until the property is under contract with a buyer to obtain a new survey, because it is negotiable in the contract as to who would pay for that new survey. Buyers may also have questions about the age of big-ticket items, such as the roof, windows and doors, air conditioning system, water heater, etc. I can access a copy of your WPI, or Windstorm Property Inspection Report, from TWIA, the Texas Windstorm Insurance Association. This form will show the last roofing work that was performed on the property. It's evidence that the structure conforms to local building codes. It may be needed for a buyer to obtain insurance. Speaking of insurance, even though insurance costs can differ from owner to owner, the buyer may want to know what the current owner is paying yearly for insurance, just so they have an idea of what it may cost them. And again, even though this may also differ from owner to owner, a buyer may also inquire about your utility and maintenance costs for the property. If a buyer is an investor who plans to use the property as a short-term vacation rental, they may ask to see the rental history. If your property hasn't been used as a vacation rental, I may ask one of the local rental management companies for an estimate of rental potential. For condominiums and properties in planned communities, buyers are entitled to review documents such as the declarations and bylaws, covenants, conditions, and restrictions, and rules and regulations when they get the property under contract. However, I locate these documents ahead of time because often buyers want to review them before making an offer. Buyers may also want to know what the HOA fees are and what the fees cover. They may ask if a condominium has an upcoming special assessment project, and they may want to know details about the last special assessment. Many buyers will ask about a condominium's pet policy. Some condos allow pets without restrictions. Other condos may restrict the number of pets or the size of pets. If Fido or Fluffy can't accompany them to the condo, well, that's a deal breaker for some buyers. And it's better that they know ahead of time rather than after they're under contract. Buyers may also want to know if there are any restrictions on short-term rentals. Some condos and communities don't allow any rentals. Some only allow long-term rentals. If a buyer is an investor, they might want to know if any of the rules and regulations could impede their ability to maximize short-term rental potential. So think about it. If a buyer is interested in 2 properties and one listing agent has provided all of the answers to all of their questions and the other listing agent hasn't, which one do you think the buyer is more likely to move forward with and make an offer on?
So please be patient with me if I ask a lot of questions and ask for a lot of documents as I prepare your listing. I want to give your property an edge over the competition by anticipating buyer questions and having as much information as possible on hand so that I can share it quickly and easily with buyer agents.